everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and today I'm talking about being a 40-something YouTuber. Yes, I always thought that YouTube was something for people that were younger than me. They were for the younger generation. What would me being at the time, I think I was about 45-ish, starting a YouTube channel? Once I started to realize, there is something here. I could see myself doing this. One, because it gives me an outlet to talk and to share my knowledge and everything that I have, and also as a way to serve others. But what I also found out is that it's not as easy as it looks. And I will be the first to tell you that I thought this was going to be completely easy, but here I am a few years later, still going through and doing my YouTube channels. So I think one of the biggest issues that I had was the work that goes into YouTube. And I think a lot of people underestimate the work that actually goes into YouTube. So what do I mean by that? Yes, you have to record your videos, whether you have a camera, whether you have a phone. That's sort of the easy part, but you have to remember, you have to figure out what it is you want to talk about. You want to figure out what the titling is. Don't even get me started on editing. But here's the great thing about it. There are skills that you begin to learn along the way. Little by little by little, you begin to add a new skill set to your arsenal. So one, just recording, trying to figure out angles and trying to figure out where to record. And let me tell you, I record most of my videos here in my apartment. And sometimes it is very hard to find a place to record here. Not to mention the lighting, natural lighting isn't great. So I try to do my videos during the day when the lighting is at its best. You also learn how to do basic editing. Right now, I currently use iMovie. It helps get me started. But guess what? There was a time I had no idea what I was doing. Now, here I am able to take a video, do really simple, quick editing. I'm not doing anything over the top yet, but still just easing into it. Also trying to create the content of what you want to talk about. For me, most of the time I'm sitting here just like I am now, talking to you, talking through the camera. That's something that is kind of easy. So definitely thinking that it's not as easy as thinking it's easier than what it is. I'm here to tell you it is not. However, it is definitely worth it. So let me give you a little backstory on how I got started. So I think it was around 2019, I was in the process of trying to figure out, what I wanted to do for a side business and how to create content for that side business, i.e. YouTube. YouTube starting out, if you look back at some of my older videos, they're not the greatest, but the point that I want to make is, and I'll put some of them here in the cards, but the point is I was able to just start. And just starting, I started out with just using my iPad, and I think and I still have that iPad too. It's a 6th generation iPad, and because it was horizontal, it was very easy to record. And I would do all types of things from little mini hauls. I think one of the best videos I did back then was why I stopped shaving, how to wear jeans to work. I literally edited everything on my iPad because I didn't have a computer at the time. Why I wasn't recording on my phone, don't ask, because I still don't know to this day. But the point is that I just started. Eventually I realized, this is a lot. So I ended up just putting it to the side and going on about life. It wasn't until about 2020 that I decided to pick up my channel again and started to get a little bit creative. By this point too, I think it was maybe the end of 2020, middle of 2020, I had also started a podcast. But I started the podcast because the other issue that I had is showing up on camera and then putting out everything to the world. It's very easy to do something that's voiceless, it's just your voice and you're sitting in front of the mic. But there are other things I had to take into consideration too. How I looked, I have to show up, I have to look. I just can't come on here and just anything. But I have to just show up and be myself and show my personality a little bit more. Being able to articulate what I'm trying to get across to you, my viewers, to invite you into my space and my world and how to and find ways to help serve you yet entertain at the same time. So that was definitely a struggle, but I kept going at it. And the biggest thing is just the consistency of it. When it comes to filming and recording, you have to create a schedule. So you have to create a schedule of when you're going to record. You're going to have to create content beforehand, a few talking points that you will need. You'll also have to create thumbnails. You'll have to create titles and then throw into the whole mix SEO optimization and the whole 9 yards. But before I even got into any of that, I just started recording. That's it. Recording and putting up videos. And two of my favorite YouTubers that I listen to get tips and advice, one is Roberta Blake and the other is Sean Cannell from Think Media TV. Great channels. If you're not watching them, I highly recommend that you do. I will put their YouTube channels in the description box below. And they literally give you just the best sound advice. Sean Cannell always says, just press record. And Roberta Blake says, just go out and make something great today and just be creative. And that is what we're doing. And I think just learning to do that, because this is a muscle that we have to build and a muscle that I have to build as I go forward. I am currently sitting at, I think, almost, maybe not quite 200 videos. But the fact that I do that, I always have to remind myself that there are people out there that don't even have that many videos, because I get discouraged sometimes because I see people with less videos than me with 100,000 subscribers, with 1,000 subscribers, with 2,000 subscribers, and it can all play with your head. But then I have to remember too, there are people that haven't even started, that it's still an idea. So I'm a little bit further along than what I realize. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that. So you definitely want to keep all of that in mind, is just press record. The great thing about YouTube is you can stop, you can start over again, you can press record, you can edit, you can delete, you can do all of the things, but just begin to. Another thing is that I sometimes feel that I'm too old, because most people think that YouTube is a young person's game. You have everything from kids doing from Pokemon to toy unboxings. You see a lot of young women and men that are influencers, doing everything from perfume to vlogs and the whole 9 yards. And then you think to yourself, well, what do I have to offer? Because I don't have anything to offer. But here's the thing. We actually have more to offer than what we realize. We have life experience. We know what it's like. For me, I've worked in corporate America for a little over 20 years. I have so much knowledge and experience when it comes to being in corporate America, not just learning how to maneuver through the ranks, but even just how we dress. Because for me, I feel that that is one of the things that we no longer do, and that it is extremely important. And I had to learn that. So for me, it's like I can teach other women that are in corporate America how to dress, look their best, and most importantly, just to begin to discover their style. So for women that are in the discovery and sort of like the transformative stages of their style and of how they dress, to kind of help them and give them tips. But also at the same time, I don't want to sound like the old fuddy-duddy lady, right? So having to now, with the help of close people, to incorporate new things. Because to me, vlogging, that was for young people. That's not for somebody such as myself. But I did my first vlog. It wasn't half bad. It's a lot of work, but it's not half bad. And I'm realizing, you know what? Let me incorporate some of that into here to kind of freshen it up, lighten it up, and not seem like as I've been referred to as just a talking head video, looking sterile all the time in my videos, but just trying to try new and different things. And that's the other thing too, I think, is that because being too old, you don't think that you can do trying new things. So, but I'm here to tell you that you definitely can, and don't let age or anything get in your way. Of course, before I go, I want to give you, of course, some quick tips that if you are thinking about starting YouTube and you've been on the fence and you don't know what to do, I am here to give you permission to just do it and just start. And what you really want to do is is you want to start with what you have. So I don't care if it's an iPad, because I started with an iPad. I don't care if it's your phone, because I'm currently recording on my phone now. Just start. They don't have to be long videos now that they are pushing reels a little bit. I mean, not reels, that's Instagram. Shorts a little bit more here. Start with a short. If you feel more comfortable with long form content, start with long form content. It doesn't have to be long. It could be maybe 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. It could be inspirational quotes. It could be anything. But just start with building the muscle. And it helps with you getting practice just being on camera. And if you're not ready to say put it out there, at least begin to record. And guess what you can do? You can mark those as private just to see how to get the feel of learning how to use the back end of YouTube and things like that. But you just want to start. We don't have to have all of the things. We don't have to have the fancy cameras, the fancy tripods. All you need is your phone. Maybe invest in a microphone, as they say. I invested in one. And just start with where you're at and just see where the journey takes you. Number 2, be patient. If you don't hear anything else, just know that YouTube is the long-term game. It is something that will live forever. It is what I like to, it is actually evergreen content. So what evergreen content is it's content, that's what it's here. When people search for it, they will always find it. You know, you hear the stories of people have been on YouTube for a year or 2 years and they may not have seen any traction, but one video that they might have done 6 months ago or a year ago somehow takes off and it gets picked up and it goes viral, you could say, right? So just be patient. And the other thing is slow and steady wins the race. And that's what I've had to learn. It doesn't matter how I get there, just as long as I get there. And I'm learning that I'm probably just the slow and steady person, because I will eventually get to where I need to go and it will actually be more rewarding in the end. And always remember, for those small milestones, celebrate those. So even though I'm sitting at the subscribers that I'm at now, I'm still going to celebrate the fact that I am here and that I have been patient. I've been frustrated, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm learning now to become just a little more patient, and I've becoming a little bit more comfortable with doing videos and being on camera. So next is, there is a learning curve, but don't necessarily always look at it as a learning curve. Look at it as you're acquiring new skills, because one, you're going to learn how to film. You're going to learn how to edit. You're going to learn how to write out content and write out your talking points. You're going to learn about lighting and angles, because you do have to kind of become a student of YouTube. I highly recommend finding individuals on YouTube. Like I said, there's Roberto Blake, there's Think Media TV, there's Aaron On Demand. Those are just a few that I can think of off the top of my head that are great with helping with building your YouTube channels, or just giving you different content ideas and how to win. So be sure to check them out. There are millions of others on YouTube that also help you with the same thing, but find the ones that fit you and that you like, so that you can begin to learn, because you do have to learn. Like this platform, like this isn't something that you can just be here and just say, oh, you know, I can throw this. No, it's something, and it is something that you have to remember, that I stated earlier, that YouTube is a long-term game. So don't always think of it as a learning curve, but just think of it more as a skill set that you are acquiring. And who knows, you might even turn that into a business. You might become a video editor for other YouTubers, right? Because there are people, that is something that people do. So just be sure to know that there is a learning curve, but at the same time, just kind of think of it as acquiring a new skill set. And last but not least, have fun. And I think that is the biggest thing that I do not do, and I have forgotten to do with YouTube, is have fun. So that's where the vlogs come in. Of course, I'm always going to do the talking head videos, because I think I'm more of a teacher, a coach, a trainer, so to speak. I like doing that. but I also have to remember to have fun. I have to remember to engage with my audience. I have to remember to just show myself and show who I am, and not just always be, buttoned up here all the way up to my neck and being like this stuffy teacher or something, but just learning to and remembering to have fun. It's part of the journey, and part of the journey is just sometimes not even taking yourself too serious. Like today, I'm sitting here on the floor trying something new, and that's the other thing. Try something new too. Don't be afraid, as I was and am, and trying to get out of that, of being afraid and stepping out of your comfort zone. Because listen, YouTube will force you to get out of your comfort zone, and it's a good way to get out of your comfort zone. And I'm out of my comfort zone, but I'm in my comfort zone too, because I'm in the privacy of my own home. But just remember to have fun, because I think sometimes when we take it too serious, we end up losing interest in it, and we don't show our subscribers and our audience who we really are. And we just sit here and learning and getting positive feedback and critique on my videos, and sometimes taking it personal, because I think this is like my baby, my child. But knowing that people are giving me advice that is only to help and better me. So most importantly, have fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope I was able to give you some valid tips on being a YouTuber at the age of 40, but most importantly, just do it and join me along the journey. And if you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe and comment in the comments below, and let me know, are you going to start that YouTube journey either at the end of Q4 and now in Q4, or at the beginning of sometime next year? If you are, come on, enjoy the journey, and let's get there together. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and as always, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.